Have you ever experienced that peculiar moment when a lizard suddenly materialized inside your living space, and a profound, unshakable feeling washed over you that this was not just some random occurrence? It's a subtle intrusion, a tiny creature on your wall, but internally a deep resonance is struck, hinting that for those who are chosen, those who are truly awake, no event is simply an accident. The universe communicates in extraordinary ways, often choosing the silent, ancient language of nature over loud pronouncements. Sometimes the most critical messages don't arrive as dramatic thunderclaps or vibrant visions. Instead, they appear quietly, crawling where you live, choosing your specific home, not the one next door. This is because the spiritual realm is incredibly precise and will utilize any available entrance, symbols, synchronicities, and often a small, unassuming animal that carries a spiritual weight far exceeding its physical size. Tonight, we are going to focus entirely on something that countless people overlook throughout their lives: the profound spiritual implications when a lizard shows up inside your personal sanctuary. The silent signal. Why your home was chosen. Why would a lizard suddenly appear in your home? And why is it happening right now? Perhaps even repeatedly. What if we move past the mundane explanation of coincidence or biology and consider the possibility that this is a direct signal, a coded message indicating that a significant shift is currently happening in the invisible world that surrounds you? I urge you to remain with me until the very end of this discussion. Because if a lizard has decided your house is its temporary destination, the meaning it carries for you is likely personal, urgent, and spiritually tailored. The vast majority of people simply see a lizard and dismiss it, but the truly awakened soul understands the depth of the visitation. Before we dive any deeper into this powerful symbolism, if you feel this discussion already speaks directly to your spirit, please affirm this connection by hitting the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and take a moment to comment 99 below. This number 99 holds a spiritual frequency representing completion, the sacred sign that a major life cycle is drawing to a close and a brand new beginning is poised to enter your existence. Ancient wisdom and the guardian of the threshold. It is essential to recognize that in the eyes of ancient civilizations, lizards were never regarded as mere common creatures or pests. Their status was elevated. They were imbued with spiritual significance. Consider the temples throughout the East, where they were often meticulously carved or painted onto stone surfaces, viewed as guardians of the threshold, powerful protectors standing at the boundary between the mortal, visible world and the vast, unseen realm of the spirit. Indigenous shamans and tribal groups shared a deep-seated belief that the spiritual atmosphere of a space was undergoing a fundamental shift the moment a lizard decided to cross the threshold of a dwelling. The Egyptians, masters of symbolic meaning, revered them as potent emblems of rebirth and cyclical renewal. Early Greek thinkers were convinced that these creatures possessed an innate sensory ability to perceive things that remained entirely hidden from human senses. For millennia, these tiny, silent beings have carried a spiritual freight that is simply disproportionate to their size. And this is where the conversation truly begins to deepen into powerful revelations for you. Quiet messengers and the access granted here is a critical piece of spiritual understanding. The universe rarely uses a booming voice to communicate its most profound warnings to those it has chosen. It consistently prefers the understated power of quiet messengers, creatures that effortlessly slip into your periphery, almost unnoticed, yet they carry incredibly potent spiritual codes. A butterfly's gentle presence is a whisper of coming transformation. A bird that lands near you often announces forward movement or new ventures. But a lizard is different. A lizard actively steps into your private domain. It deliberately breaches the spiritual and physical boundary of your personal walls, your most intimate room, your sacred private sanctuary. This specific act is anything but random. It spiritually signifies permission. It represents access. It means that something significant from the spiritual world has been allowed, or is about to enter, your life's narrative. And the appearance of the lizard is the very first subtle, but undeniable sign, traveling between realms, the power of invisibility throughout numerous ancient belief systems. There was a widespread conviction that lizards possessed an extraordinary capacity to travel between the different realms of existence. This belief stemmed from their remarkable qualities of silence and near invisibility. They are creatures that navigate their world without making a sound, that observe their surroundings with keen patience before taking any action, and that demonstrate an unparalleled ability to survive and thrive in environments where other creatures would surely perish. When such an ancient and symbolically potent creature chooses to manifest inside your home, it arrives carrying deeply resonant messages of renewal and imminent transformation. We are talking about the type of change that is not waiting for your verbal permission. It is a profound, life-altering change that is already dynamically in motion beneath the surface of your awareness. However, it's vital to recognize the inherent duality in this sign. Spiritual alarms and the exposed truth lizards are powerful symbols of new beginnings, but their presence also functions as a highly effective spiritual alarm. Their silent alert serves as an unmistakable reminder that the energetic field surrounding you is currently in a state of flux and significant movement. The specific presence of a lizard can often indicate that something, or perhaps someone, is about to be exposed to the light of truth. This could involve hidden motives, concealed conversations taking place behind your back, forms of subtle spiritual interference, or even the lingering presence of low, negative vibrations within your space. Lizards possess a sensitivity that draws them immediately to places where energy is actively moving and shifting. They are not creatures of complete stillness. Their arrival signifies that something profound is waking up in your life, forcing the invisible to become visible. Nature's precision, the intentional repetition. We must acknowledge the fundamental intelligence that permeates nature. The universe operates with an astonishing level of precision and intentionality. Animals simply do not wander into the life of a chosen or spiritually sensitive person without a significant and pressing purpose, and this is especially true when their appearances become repeated and consistent. If a lizard's presence were merely a matter of biological curiosity or a simple accident, it would happen once, and then it would quickly vanish forever. However, if you are experiencing repeated sightings, if they suddenly materialize from seemingly nowhere inside your secure home, this is definitively not a coincidence. It is intentional, clear communication. The lizard is now functioning as a dedicated messenger because you are currently living in a particular spiritual season where the invisible world is actively refusing to stay silent around you. Something is urgently demanding your attention. Something requires you to be alert. The warning and the new chapter. Consider this powerful contradiction. A creature that is evolutionarily designed to remain hidden and avoid all danger is intentionally crossing the threshold to step directly into your personal space. What pressing information is it so urgently trying to warn you about? Or conversely, what significant new chapter is quietly and profoundly beginning to rise and take shape beneath the visible surface of your everyday life? If this unassuming tiny messenger is appearing specifically for you, it is an undeniable confirmation that the spiritual story has already been initiated. However, the deepest, most authentic message, the reason for the intrusion, is only just now starting the process of revealing itself to your conscious awareness. When a lizard is outside, on a tree, on a garden wall, simply passing through the yard, it is functioning as a completely natural part of the external environment. It belongs there. But the moment a lizard crosses the invisible sacred line and enters your home, it steps into a physical place that spiritually represents something infinitely deeper and far more personal. Your home is your energetic field. Your physical home is so much more than a simple collection of walls, doors, and furniture. From a spiritual perspective, your home is a direct, vibrant manifestation of your energetic field. It is the sacred container that actively holds and stores your deepest thoughts, your most intense emotions, your personal history, your memories, and your private internal silence. For any creature to gain entry into this profound, concentrated space, there is a fundamental element of permission involved. The spiritual world is actively using this access to reveal something to you that you were not meant to miss. In a wide variety of spiritual traditions, The ancient sages taught that the home operates as a direct mirror of the soul. Therefore, whatever enters the physical structure of your home is consistently responding to your particular spiritual vibration. If a bird flies in, it often symbolizes freedom entering. If a cat visits, it is frequently detecting spirits or shifts in energy. But when the lizard chooses your home, bypassing the neighbors, it is because your spiritual atmosphere is undergoing a fundamental change. The movement of spiritual energy. Something is intensely moving and shifting around you. A dynamic force that remains completely invisible to the ordinary human eye. And the lizard arrives precisely as the most immediate, palpable sign of that internal and external transition. It is important to know that lizards are not drawn to environments filled with chaos, incessant noise, or physical instability. Instead, they are spiritually attracted to places where there is a strong movement of energy, not physical traffic, but deep, powerful spiritual motion. Their appearance occurs when a specific older cycle is definitively reaching its conclusion, and something entirely new is actively preparing to fully surface in your reality. You may have already intuitively sensed this shift without fully grasping the source. Strange, vivid dreams, unexpected moments of sharp clarity, a sudden, compelling desire to drastically change a long-standing aspect of your life, or a profound, merging feeling that the history of your past no longer fits the person you are powerfully becoming. The lizard serves as the physical manifestation of that invisible, subterranean shift, a symbol of silent protection beyond transformation. The lizard also functions as a potent symbol of silent, unassuming protection. You will notice that a lizard is never a creature that initiates harm or confrontation. Its nature is to hide, to keenly observe, to detect subtle danger, and to remain closely connected to a reliable source of safety. Spiritually, this specific behavior can powerfully signify that your home is currently under a protective guardianship, something that was once actively attacking your energy. Chronic stress, external negativity, emotional burdens, or people who habitually drained your spirit is losing, or has already completely lost its access to you. The presence of this tiny guardian can mean that invisible forces of protection are meticulously operating in silence, actively clearing the unseen energetic clutter and preserving your essential peace without ever needing a dramatic announcement. And this is the point where the lizard's message takes an intensely personal turn toward your life. When the universe demands awareness, the universe possesses an ultimate and undeniable knowledge of how to effectively gain your attention when a message is crucial. If you have been completely missing the subtle signs and spiritual conversations, if you overlooked the gentle signals hidden within your daily intuition, or if you consistently ignored the powerful warnings arriving in your dreams, then the universe escalates its efforts. It will send a physical, undeniable messenger that you cannot possibly avoid or rationally dismiss. A creature that is literally walking across your floor, materializing on your wall, or suddenly appearing near a personal space like your bed or window. That singular moment completely breaks your established routine. It deliberately interrupts your mental autopilot. It forcefully mandates your awareness, because when the spiritual realm has a critical need for you to be truly awake, it will not ask for your attention twice. If the lizard keeps appearing, especially within the secure confines of your home, you must pay deep attention. Something significant is unfolding behind the curtain of your consciousness. The unfolding. Chapter and calculated steps. A major chapter of your current life may be definitively closing. The entire atmosphere surrounding you is actively being prepared for something you have not yet been allowed to fully see. Perhaps a powerful shift, a profound revelation, a quiet victory, a removal of what no longer serves, or a significant blessing. But understand this. This visitation is only the very beginning of the spiritual narrative. If the universe found it necessary to place a tangible messenger directly inside your house, truly imagine the magnitude of what could be coming next for you. Lizards are creatures that are incapable of moving without a definitive purpose. Every single step they take is calculated. Every momentary pause is strategically timed. To authentically understand the profound reason why one has appeared inside your home, you must first turn your focus and attention to how it is behaving. The spiritual world speaks through visible patterns, and the lizard's specific actions reveal far more about the situation than its simple presence alone. Regeneration and spiritual rebuilding lizards are renowned, natural masters of regeneration. Their unique ability to shed their tail when necessary, and subsequently grow it back, served as a powerful metaphor for ancient cultures. They viewed this as a clear symbol of the soul's extraordinary capacity to fully recover and repair itself after experiencing deep emotional or spiritual damage. If a lizard manifests during a particularly painful, confusing, or uncertain phase of your personal life, the message is far from random chance. You are actively being protected, spiritually refreshed, and meticulously rebuilt. Something in your journey attempted to completely break your spirit, but the universe is utilizing this messenger to demonstrate that you are fundamentally harder to destroy than you currently believe. Your spirit is actively regenerating itself. Your innate strength is quietly but powerfully returning. Your future is already and reliably forming again, even if the final outcome remains hidden from your immediate sight. Adaptation and survival of the transition beyond regeneration. Lizards are also incredible creatures of adaptation. They possess the instinctual, inherent ability to survive scorching deserts, violent storms, dangerous predators, and profound darkness simply because they possess an inherent knowledge of how to fundamentally transform themselves when their environment undergoes a crucial shift. If this specific lizard continues to appear near you, it could be a profound, subtle indication that you are currently in a spiritual season where adaptation is required of you. Perhaps life is gently but firmly pushing you to finally make those crucial, necessary decisions that you have been successfully delaying for a long time. Maybe the universe is actively forcing a period of accelerated growth that you can no longer successfully avoid or postpone. Change in this season is coming, irrespective of your personal permission, and the lizard arrives as the clear, unwavering sign that you will not only endure, but survive this profound transition. Perception and the inner voice. However, one of the most enigmatic and deeply mysterious messages a lizard brings is directly related to perception. They possess a specialized vision and instinctual awareness that allows them to detect subtle movement and impending danger long before the human eye is even capable of registering it. Spiritually, this specific trait represents the activation of your intuition, that quiet, internal voice that effectively warns you when something feels fundamentally wrong, or gently guides you when something is perfectly aligned and right. If a lizard shows up repeatedly inside your home, it is often a powerful and necessary sign that you have been actively ignoring that inner voice. You felt intuitively that something was amiss. You clearly sensed a distinct energetic shift. You instinctively knew that a change was required, but you actively pushed the feeling away from your conscious awareness. The universe, in this instance, is no longer choosing to speak softly. It has dispatched a physical messenger that you are truly unable to ignore. Cleansing the corners of the soul now. Pay very close and specific attention to this crucial detail. If the lizard habitually hides itself in the darkened corners of your home, especially the secluded quiet edges or unoccupied rooms, it may be subtly revealing that the accumulated energy in those specific places requires an immediate cleansing. Corners are highly symbolic spaces within the spiritual language of a home. Places where lingering negative emotion tends to silently accumulate. Unspoken grief, deep unresolved memories, chronic stress, or subtle spiritual heaviness. The lizard is capable of sensing what human perception misses entirely. It is naturally gravitating toward energy that is desperately in need of clearing and release. Your entire home, which is a reflection of your soul, is attempting to speak to you. The question remains, are you genuinely listening to its needs? The spiritual shield in a time of need. Furthermore, if the lizard's appearance aligns with a period where you feel profoundly lost, emotionally tired, or spiritually attacked by external forces, its simple presence may be interpreted as a visible shield of protection. You rarely get to visibly see spiritual protection in action, but you consistently feel its undeniable effects. Consider the door that abruptly closed for your own ultimate safety. Think of the person who suddenly distanced themselves from your life. Reflect on the seemingly perfect opportunity that unexpectedly didn't work out because, in hindsight, it would have ultimately destroyed your peace. Now pause and ask yourself these confronting questions. What change are you most deeply afraid to initiate? What is the universe presently asking you to definitively release? What essential truth has your intuition already delivered to you, but you keep successfully postponing its execution? Confronting your spirit and releasing the weight. Because here is the undeniable, crucial truth. The lizard does not appear inside your home merely to serve as a decoration for your wall. It arrives as a powerful, unavoidable sign, intended to directly confront your spirit and push you toward necessary action. And if it has shown up within the security of your house more than a single time, something truly important is relentlessly attempting to reach your conscious mind and heart. But this is still not the final, most profound message. The deeper meaning, the one that most people never fully discover or internalize, is still powerfully making its way toward your awareness. Most people only observe a lizard shedding its tail and immediately conclude it is a simple matter of biology. However, spiritually, that specific, dramatic moment is a powerful revelation. The universal law of release. The lizard stands as one of the very few creatures in nature that is instinctively willing to detach from a part of itself, to sacrifice what once inherently belonged to it simply to ensure its continued survival and forward movement. It does not desperately cling to the past. It doesn't enter into negotiation with the danger. It releases instantly and fully. And when it performs this profound, courageous act of release, an extraordinary event follows. The lost tail miraculously grows back. It is not weaker but often stronger, not damaged but utterly renewed. The lizard possesses an innate fearlessness concerning loss, because it has fully internalized a crucial universal law. Sometimes, you must be absolutely willing to let go of what is behind you, in order to definitively survive what is rapidly moving toward you. Now, take a moment to imagine the profound reason why such a symbolically powerful creature would manifest specifically in your life. So now, survival is not holding on. Perhaps the universe has been patiently whispering the exact same message to your spirit for weeks, months, or even years. Drop what is draining you. Release what is actively causing you pain. Walk away without hesitation from the things that are slowly but surely killing your spirit and joy. But as humans, we possess a stubborn, deep-seated tendency to hold on. We cling tenaciously to old memories, expired relationships, paralyzing fears, outdated habits, and identities that no longer serve the powerful journey of our current lives. We remain out of fear in emotional and physical spaces that we have long since spiritually outgrown, simply because the necessary change feels too inherently dangerous. Even when this stagnation is visibly destroying our potential, we hold fast. The lizard arrives and enters your home as a potent living reminder that true survival is not about desperately holding on. It is fundamentally about possessing the spiritual wisdom to know precisely when to let go. Transformation and the awakening soul if you have been feeling the crushing weight of something, a draining connection, an old dream that has long expired, or an outdated version of yourself that no longer aligns with the person you are rapidly becoming. It is highly probable that the universe dispatched this messenger to visually demonstrate what true courage looks like. Letting go is not a loss. It is the ultimate act of transformation. Spiritually, the lizard is, above all, a primal symbol of awakening. It notices and registers what the vast majority of people completely ignore. It possesses the foresight to see danger long before it fully arrives. It consistently senses subtle energetic shifts well before they become visible and obvious. If it appears inside your home during a distinct period of emotional heaviness, it is a powerful sign that your spirit is actively opening up. Your intuition is becoming sharper, and the old limiting layers of your life are powerfully being peeled away. Your soul is waking up, and this necessary spiritual awakening always begins with a courageous act of definitive release, a new cycle and emotional healing. The lizard's presence can also serve as a profound, reliable marker for the beginning of a brand new cycle. In nature, lizards often emerge and move more actively when the seasons undergo a transition. specifically when warmth and new life are returning. In the spiritual realm, their timely arrival can powerfully signify that your life is intentionally stepping onto a new, fertile stage, a stage where the burdens and limitations of the past are spiritually unable to follow you. This heralds new opportunities, new soul-aligned relationships, and a powerful, more authentic identity. Something deep inside you is successfully breaking through a final, confining layer of pain or old fear that once held your spirit captive. Furthermore, the lizard that regrows its tail offers a profound lesson in emotional healing. Its existence teaches that absolutely nothing you have lost in the past will ever limit the potential of your future. You are not eternally defined by what was tragically taken from you, but rather by the incredible, resilient spirit that is actively reborn within you. The questions of release, in the same miraculous way that its physical body instinctively rebuilds itself after a trauma, your spirit is actively rebuilding, renewing, and reforming itself right now. What tragically broke you did not ultimately end you. What profoundly wounded you in the past will not be allowed to define who you are becoming in the future. If a lizard has actively entered your home during a season of heartbreak, personal confusion, or deep disappointment, it is the universe's tangible message that healing is already firmly underway. It is happening quietly, silently, and invisibly, exactly mirroring the profound regeneration of its physical form. So take a moment and honestly ask yourself, what specific attachment is the universe urgently asking me to finally drop? What fear am I allowing to prevent me from fully walking away from something expired? What truth have I spiritually outgrown but continue to desperately hold on to, simply out of fear of the unknown? Moving forward, renewed and guided. This is the ultimate perspective. The lizard does not lose its tail and then enter into a period of prolonged mourning. It does not waste energy looking backward at what was lost. It immediately moves forward, protected, inherently smart, divinely guided, and completely renewed. And if that creature is intentionally crossing your personal path now, it is a definitive, powerful sign that your spirit is being actively prepared to engage in the exact same courageous, life-affirming act. But we must now uncover one final, deeper layer to this ancient sign, meaning that connects not just to your immediate personal transformation, but directly to the trajectory of your very destiny itself. And that concluding powerful message remains, for now, spoken. Global wisdom. The lizard is guardian and luck throughout the world and across vast historical timelines. Different cultures looked upon the humble lizard and instinctively recognized profound spiritual truths that the majority of modern people have unfortunately forgotten. In much of Asia, it was never simply treated as a pest. It was revered as a powerful guardian. Countless families throughout history believed that if a lizard was actively living within the confines of their house, low or negative energy was spiritually unable to enter. Its secure, unassuming presence signified guaranteed protection, a subtle spiritual shield that successfully blocked invisible, unseen harm. In specific regions of ancient China, the sighting of a lizard was widely regarded as an unmistakable sign of good luck quietly arriving without dramatic fanfare or loud announcements. Blessings manifesting in profound, unassuming silence. Messengers from the spirit realm and rebirth indigenous tribes scattered throughout. South America possessed a deep-rooted spiritual belief that lizards served as dedicated messengers from the spirit realm. They taught that lizards possess the unique ability to hear what human ears could not register, to see what the ordinary eye stubbornly refused to see, and to instinctively sense danger well before it became a palpable reality. If a lizard approached or lingered near an individual, it was understood to mean that a powerful spirit guide or ancestor was actively trying to communicate. This communication did not come through complicated dreams or distant omens, but through a tangible, living creature that deliberately crossed into the recipient's world to deliver a message they were spiritually meant to notice. The Egyptians, with their profound fixation on life after death, powerfully associated lizards with rebirth. Because they could lose a part of their own body and miraculously become whole again, the lizard was elevated to a holy symbol of cyclical renewal and transformation. When one appeared in a temple or a home, it confirmed that a significant transformation, a spiritual reset, was already actively in motion. Revelation and the exposure of truth. And then we consider early Christian symbolism, where the lizard conveyed an entirely different, but equally powerful, meaning revelation, the innate spiritual ability to clearly see what is meticulously hidden. In various medieval texts, lizards were often visually depicted near lanterns, open windows, or positioned on watchtowers, all of which symbolized sharp perception, heightened spiritual awareness, and the ultimate exposure of what is attempting to hide in the darkness. Therefore, if a lizard appears in your proximity, especially if it does so repeatedly, it may be the universe's sign that something or someone is currently being revealed for what they truly are. A crucial truth is rising undeniably to the surface. A mask is suddenly and decisively falling off. A long-standing situation is no longer spiritually capable of remaining hidden from your penetrating gaze. The message is in the timing, but here is the absolute crux of this powerful, multi-layered spiritual message, the point where everything becomes intensely personal. The definitive meaning of a lizard's appearance dynamically changes and adapts depending entirely on the current, specific moment of your life. If you are actively navigating profound emotional pain, it will most likely symbolize deep healing. If you are squarely in a period of necessary transformation, it represents an imminent rebirth. If you feel spiritually blocked and stagnant, it could be an urgent warning. If your soul is actively awakening, it is a clear sign that your intuition is sharpening to a razor's edge. The universe will never send a powerful sign without ensuring it is perfectly and meaningfully attached to your immediate reality. The final crucial message is not inherently contained within the animal itself. The message is always without fail in the precise timing, the divine interruption and final revelation. So I urge you to ask yourself with deep honesty, why now? Why this particular season? Why my specific house? Because there is one crucial truth that every ancient culture in the world ultimately agreed upon, regardless of their varied beliefs. A lizard simply does not appear without a definite divine purpose. It is a spiritual visitor, a dedicated messenger, a potent and undeniable sign that the invisible world around you is actively moving on your behalf. And if God allowed this tiny creature to successfully step into the security of your home, He has guaranteed that a vital message has been delivered directly into your life. Now we arrive at the greatest part of this message, the powerful, final revelation you need to hear today. Every sign, every whisper, every piece of intuition we have discussed has led us precisely here. You now understand why a creature so seemingly small carries a spiritual meaning that is so monumentally powerful. The lizard did not enter your home by accident or error. It decisively crossed into your sacred space because a profound shift occurred in the spiritual realm. And this shift is all about you. Protection, awakening, and preparing your spirit is actively changing and ascending. Your life path is currently and perfectly rearranging itself for your highest good. Your entire energy field is simultaneously being protected, awakened, and meticulously prepared for the next level. This is the final essential revelation. Sometimes, what initially looks like an insignificant small creature is actually a powerful divine interruption. It is a necessary break in your autopilot routine. A sharp spiritual tap on the shoulder. A coded, immediate message from the universe that commands, wake up. Pay immediate attention. Something profoundly important is happening now. And if you felt this message resonate deeply within your very soul, then this entire discussion was crafted specifically for you. A transformation unfolding. There is a major transformation dynamically unfolding in your life right now. You are definitively stepping out of exhausting old cycles that no longer serve your purpose. You are courageously releasing what no longer belongs in your future narrative. You are actively regenerating, healing, and powerfully rising into a new season defined by clarity and unwavering purpose. Nothing that was previously taken from you will ever be allowed to limit the magnificent destiny that is coming to you. Spiritual protection is diligently working in silence. Divine guidance is moving precisely beneath the surface of your awareness. Your sacred home is being energetically cleansed and restored. Your innate intuition is sharpening into an undeniable superpower. And your entire spirit is becoming more resilient and powerful than it has ever been before. a final blessing and activation, so take this powerful blessing and affirmation with you as you close this chapter. May your home remain a place of profound renewal, unyielding protection, and absolute spiritual clarity. May every corner of your dwelling carry an abiding peace. May every doorway in your life invite only pure light and high-frequency energy. And may every single sign that the divine intentionally sends you be instantly understood, deeply honored, and gratefully received into your life. If this message truly touched your spirit today and resonated with your current path, I urge you to declare it publicly right now. Comment below, "I am ready for the signs." Your intentional words actively activate your faith. Your vocalized purpose aligns your energy with your destiny. And before you leave, please ensure you complete these 3 essential actions for your immediate spiritual journey. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't yet joined this community. And finally, share this message with one person who you know desperately needs to wake up spiritually right now. Because once a profound sign arrives, another, even more powerful one, is already actively on the way to them.